Hi and good evening. My name is Mrs. Myers, and I am your child's Culinary Arts I teacher. This is my outline or my backdrop, if you will, my digital classroom. My students have access to this, and then each of them, depending on which class they are in, they have additional links for more information. I do like that I have a spot where digitally my students have resources to things that are going to make them successful. For instance, here's a Google etiquette form. Up here is your daily schedule. Over here is a link to Skyward in case they don't already have that bookmarked. And then the Golden Black Days calendar is located here. I have some other little fun attributes like the Sistine Chapel, which is a virtual tour. I think I have connected this one to an Australian zoo. Here's a beach in Hawaii and an aquarium. The Kingsman here takes you to the Penn Kingsman website. And I am having fun adding more resources for students. So as I have additional educational resources, those will go in the classroom as well. For Culinary Arts I, we can go into the kitchen, if you will. And here I have an outline of how the classroom's set up. It is a little different, obviously, for the virtual reasons. But right now we're looking at, they have access to their agenda. There's a home button down here that allows them to go back to the home screen if they need to access Skyward or the daily schedule, which is also conveniently linked here. Canvas is going to be our main source of information. The agenda is linked there. I can even take you there and hopefully take you back. Their agenda will be updated every couple days due to the fact that we have the gold black schedule. And your assignment submission will all be done through Canvas unless we're having some huge issues with the connection, if you will, accessing the assignment tabs. Then we can work on utilizing our email to get the student successful in submitting through Canvas. Having one place to go to versus searching all of the nooks and crannies digitally will allow me to update their grades on a more timely basis and correctly. I'm working on adapting modules to the system where then they'll have each course of study in one particular module. As I continue to learn that, I will also go through and teach the students that aspect as well. Labs obviously are going to be difficult right now to have me in your kitchen with you. So I'm going to do my best through video tutorials, recording and demoing our own expectations. We will have those uploaded, but then we're going to have students respond with either putting together photo slideshows or videos of themselves, utilizing some of these techniques at home, depending on how long this virtual component continues. When we are together, my coworker and I, Mrs. Rice, are going to be working on creating a schedule where we can only use pairs in the kitchen. That way there's adequate spacing and we're avoiding the overcrowdedness in the kitchens. And if there's any concerns concerning the recipes that we do ask that you try at home or ingredient lists, email me. We have alternatives. We have other ways of utilizing the skills that are being taught and the information that's being taught in case ingredients aren't in abundance. I know the grocery stores have been empty on and off depending on what is available and what's being distributed to them. So we're going to work around all that. Some units of study will be made up of 4 parts. So we're going to have the textbook reading. We're going to have a slideshow presentation. A lot of times, if I'm not going over the slideshow with the students live, I will have a pre-recorded slideshow presentation for them that they will have access to at all times. I'm working on recording one particular classroom and where the speaker, mainly me, will be highlighted, and then we can upload those for those that are absent and need to revisit the material because they weren't live in the classroom. Like I said, labs, we're going to kind of do what we can virtually, and hopefully when we go face-to-face, we will be able to get back into the kitchen safely. And then finally, assessments. We'll have small miniature assessments in the form of quizzes or tests that will help us determine the measurement of comprehension. Let's continue. If you were curious about what makes up our year-long class, first semester we really cover equipment and measurements and how to properly measure. We'll spend a couple class periods really going over that and demoing for the students, the different ways to utilize measurement tools. We do eggs, quick bread, yeast breads. We also do cakes, pastries, cookies, and candies. Notice that the majority of all that is baking. Baking is a science, but if you can measure correctly for those particular units, it will set you up for huge success for second semester. In second semester, we break down vegetables, soup, meat, poultry, pasta, rice, cheese, fruits, regional foods, and small appliances. So how to use some of the cool appliances that you have access to or are available to utilize, like griddles, blenders. The microwave is a big one. So those are some things that we will be covering, and we'll do our best to make sure that virtually we're laying down a solid foundation so that when we do get back together, we are able to be unbelievably successful in the kitchens. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, and I look forward to working with your student as the year goes on.